tonight on Size Eyes on the Skies.
Fall has really set in as clouds over the state have been clearing out throughout the day, creating a mild day. However, though, the temperatures will cool down. I'll have more information about that coming up in your Iowa forecast.
Plus, Caleb is in the studio for your national forecast. All that and more as this Thursday, September 29th edition of Size Eyes on the Skies starts now.
It's Wednesday night on ISU TV, broadcasting live from Ames, Iowa. This is Size Eyes on the Skies. ISU TV's longest-running television program brings you the weather from around the country to the heart of Iowa. The ISU Meteorology Department team of forecasters keep you ahead of the storm. From Iowa's most trusted weather team, this is Size Eyes on the Skies.
Welcome back to Size Eyes. I'm joined now by Devon. Devon, what are you up to this weekend?
Nothing much. Just thinking about studying for any exams I have next week since midterms are coming up. You know, that kind of stuff.
Are you going to the AMS bonfire?
More than likely, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time. We're going to have some s'mores, play some capture the flag.
Yep.
And hopefully we have some good weather. I mean, it's been pretty chilly lately.
Oh, yes. It's been pretty chilly. However, though, today has been extremely mild today with temperatures that's been very, very comfortable at as high as around the state. We're in the low to mid 70s, such as 72 in Sioux City, 68 in Fort Dodge, and 75 in Des Moines. Very warm, well, pretty mild for this time of the year. However, though, temperatures will slowly out a little bit as time goes on. Looking ahead to your day planner tomorrow, walking to campus will be 51 degrees, clear and sunny as the day goes along, be up to 63 and 67 by 4 p.m. I'll have more information about this possible cool down and any rain chances that might be coming up in the future in your Iowa forecast.
Thanks, Devon. And now taking a look at our neighbors to the east. After a long week of raining and sandbagging, the people of Cedar Rapids and the surrounding areas will finally start to see some relief. Today, the Cedar River crested at a staggering 22 feet and is steadily falling. Residents in flooded areas are slowly being allowed to re-enter their homes. The full evacuation will be lifted tomorrow at noon for all businesses and remaining homeowners. The City of Cedar Rapids asks if you do not have property in the evacuation area to please avoid the area to help reduce congestion as much as possible. And now we turn to Caleb. Caleb, anything interesting going on around the country?
There sure is, Kaylin. Fall is starting to invade the country. Will it last? For how long? I'll have more coming up.
Welcome back. Now we're being joined by Caleb with a look at what's happening around the nation. Caleb?
Thank you, Caitlin. As we take a look at around the nation right now, it's 77 degrees in Dallas, a chillier 64 up in St. Louis, and 66 in Minneapolis. So we can see that fall is starting to invade the country from the cold Canadian air mass, whereas parts of the Southwest are hanging on to summer a little bit longer. As we zoom into the Northeast here, there's 56 in Boston right now, 55 in Augusta with clear skies. I expect that to cool down quite a bit still tonight. 64 in New York and 67 down in D.C. As we come to the southeast here, it's a little bit warmer. A sunny 82 in Orlando, 83 down in Miami, and 84 in New Orleans. So they're still trying to hold on to that summer heat for a little bit longer here. As we go to the southwest, 92 in Phoenix, 89 still in Las Vegas. Very warm over there, but sunny 78 in Santa Monica, pretty nice on the coast. As we go up to the northwest, 64 and cloudy in Seattle, what you'd expect this time of year for Seattle. 70 and sunny in Salem. As we come to the interior, away from the coast, it warms up to 90 in Boise. As we come back to the Midwest here, 73 right now in Des Moines, 69 in Kansas City, and 73 over in North Platte. So today was a little bit warmer than yesterday, but I don't expect them to continue rising for too much longer here across the Midwest. As we take a look at the current clouds and radar, we have two main storm systems going on right now. One on the east coast with this low pressure circulating counterclockwise, bringing a lot of rain to the eastern seaboard in the mid-Atlantic. And then we still have this moisture being pulled up from Mexico and still infiltrating Utah, Colorado, and Arizona right now. As we take a look on the east coast, again, we have this low pressure that's centered way over in Indiana and Ohio, but it has long-reaching effects all the way on the eastern seaboard where they have multiple flash flood warnings going on presently. As we take a look at those watches and warnings, again, we have our flash flood warnings in light green, they're in red, and our flash flood watches are in the green. And over on the far east coast, we have the purple boxes, which represent gale warnings, meaning strong onshore winds over there, whereas we still have some more flooding in Arizona and Utah, and some red flag warnings, meaning dry and windy conditions over in Nevada. As we take a closer look, again, we have these gale warnings all the way from the Maine coast down towards North Carolina, indicating strong onshore winds from this low pressure system, with multiple flash floods going on in North Carolina and Virginia right now. As we go through our futurecast model here, it still indicates a strong rainfall on the eastern seaboard, and as we head into tomorrow morning, rain persists. A lot of it moves offshore, but still, if you're in southern Indiana, Michigan, or Ohio, I would expect rain for tomorrow morning. As we move further into tomorrow, rain still persists in parts of east central Illinois, lower Michigan, and spotty showers over on the west side of the country. As we continue, it's kind of the same story. Cloudy conditions over the Great Lakes region with some rain showers possible Saturday morning. Most of the rain is offshore, but it's heavy on the east coast. As we head into Saturday for the weekend, cloudy conditions persist still, and they start to invade Iowa a little bit, but Iowa will remain dry from this rain. As we look at our highs for tomorrow, it's a good 70 degrees in St. Louis, 66 up in Chicago, 80 down in Dallas, and still the Southwest is holding on to that heat with a 95 reading in Phoenix, whereas the Northeast and the Midwest are starting to feel the effects of fall as we head into October. As we take a look at our 7-day forecast, it's for Vancouver, Washington, where we're getting what we expect for Washington with cloudy skies through all the week and mild temperatures in the low 60s.
Thank you, Caleb, for that look around the nation. Now let's take a look at tonight's trivia question. How many volts are in a single lightning strike? Is it A, 500 volts, B, 1 billion volts, C, 500,000 volts, or D, 90,000 volts? And we'll have that answer coming up to you later in the show. Now let's take a look ahead at the week. Devon, is this fall weather likely here to stay?
Yes, the fall weather will be here to stay, and temperatures will cool down, so enjoy these warm temperatures that we had today, as these temperatures will be knocked down a little bit. And looking ahead, we'll have fall temperatures continuing coming on in, with clouds slowly going to bring in. However, those slowly, we'll have more sunny conditions coming up next week. I'll have more information about your next week, including possible rain chances coming up after the break. Welcome back. Right now, currently in Ames, it's a sunny 71 degrees with winds slow the northeast at 9 miles per hour, bringing this cool Canadian air that's going to persist throughout much of the next upcoming week. Looking around the state right now, it's a cool 64 degrees in Fort Dodge, 71 here in Ames, 73 in Des Moines. It's kind of warm, very mild for this time of the year, but this temperatures will not last long. Looking around the state right now, clear skies throughout much of the state with not much rain coming in, except for quite possibly some reaching into far southeastern Iowa. But without much rain we've gotten over the past several weeks and such, especially last week, it really allows parts of the state to really cool down, especially in the eastern Iowa along the Cedar River. So it's a very cool, mild cool down. Looking ahead, this system will slowly shift its way out to the east, with some possible cloud remnants coming back into the state, bringing some possible cloudy conditions come Friday morning. However, slowly throughout the day, the clouds will slowly build in from the east from the low pressure system, with some possible sprinkles coming on in. Don't rule it out, but don't expect much rainfall compared to what we've had last week coming into Saturday. Looking around the state for the flood warnings, which are still persisting about through Cedar River, as this floodwater slowly recedes down from the record crest that they've been having over the past several days, especially near Cedar Falls and such. Tonight it'll get down to a cool 46 degrees in Sioux City, 45 in Council Bluffs. Very cool, very mild with this cool Canadian air. It really brings in the true fall atmosphere. With here in Ames, going to get down to 48 degrees, very crisp, very cool night with winds out of the north from 5 to 10. Very, very cool night. Tomorrow it will not be as warm as today, as it will be 69 in Des Moines, 68 in Marshalltown. Pretty cool compared to tomorrow with the clouds lowering the temperatures, but still pretty mild for this time of the year. For us in Ames, it will be 67 degrees, very sunny, with some clouds building in the late afternoon. And it will really feel like a very good fall day. And looking ahead to tomorrow again, and throughout the rest of the week, it will be with clouds building in Saturday at 67, then slowly clearing out with highs building back in. However, though, come Thursday, we'll have a chance of rain. Don't expect much rain from the system, at least compared to the systems we've had last week that brought in up to 5 inches here in Ames. So not much expected, as highs will slowly cool down into the mid-60s, mid-upper 60s.
Thank you, Devon. Now let's take another look at tonight's trivia question. Our question was, how many volts are in a single lightning strike? Was it A, 500 volts, B, 1 billion volts, C, 500,000 volts, or D, 90,000 volts? What do you guys think?
Well, we talked about voltage in physics class, which I have a test in tonight, so I'm going to say 500,000 volts, C.
All right. I'm going to say D, 90,000 volts. Seems a bit more realistic.
I'm going to agree with Kayla being about more 500,000 because there's a lot of energy coming into those electric bolts.
All right, now let's see our answer. Wow.
Dang.
That is a lot.
Man.
The answer was B, 1 billion volts. Excuse me.
You do not want to be struck by a lightning strike.
No.
If that,
This is actually a very dangerous time of year because we start getting a lot more thunderstorms.
Yep.
And you have to make sure you're safe when you go outside. So,
exactly.
And plus with the drying coming on with the typical fall, so it'll be more dangerous. Possible fires maybe, but not much. But still being struck by lightning bolts would not be a very good time.
Hopefully the dry weather allows the Cedar River to recede and calm down up there in northeast Iowa. I know they're having a kind of rough time the past few days up there, but hopefully it gets better for them.
yeah, they were seeing a lot of flooding. You got to feel
Yeah.
really bad for the residents out there. It's a tough situation, but
Exactly.
hopefully that clears up. But that concludes our show tonight, so please be sure to follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook. You can find every show online at YouTube under our Size Eyes channel. See you Tuesday, and thank you for joining us.